Okay, greetings everyone. I'm Jeiya and today I'll be talking about the sanitation facility here. Like habitation in Mars is basically focused both on reducing waste and disposing of waste it creates in a sustainable way. So rationing and recycling will be an essential part of life on Mars. Okay, so the main goals of our sanitation facility will be to supply oxygen, reducing carbon dioxide, reducing radiation, maintaining water and air quality, and waste categorization like collection and separation. And these are done actually through having pipeline systems. So this is the Habitat Marte facility, and this is our sanitation center here, and this is the dome or structure we have. And actually, I just worked on a paper pencil internal design of how the facility can be. Like I read some articles and I just drew some designs. Like I haven't clearly worked on how the dimension should be, but it's just a simple representation of that how the internal design can be. Like I have categorized into three floors: first floor, second floor, and third floor. And the first floor can have the communication center, the airlock one, airlock two. Here's there will be the entrance, and this is a sanitizer spraying center. Like it can like this is a disinfection room, and this is a place where we can keep the astronaut spacesuits, helmets, and this is a bedroom, lavatory, and this can be the meeting room here. And on the second floor, we have the lavatory for the second floor, and the workspace one, workspace two, and here's the communication center. And this is the table, like you can use it for any other purpose or you can have meetings. And this is a control room, like basically I designed this control room for installing heavy machines which could control overall activity. Like it can have heavy machines for AC distribution facility, air filtration units, waste disposal center. Like it connects to the entire station. And like airlocks are a chamber which acts as the interface between the external environment and a pressurized environment. And also it is used to decompress astronauts after sitting up in spacesuits in preparation for extravehicular activity to recompress them on return to the habitable space. And we have the lavatory here, which can consist of sinks, self-sustainable space toilets, and we have the communication center for like in the first floor and in the second floor too. Like because to communicate the details and information of this facility to the main station. And then this is the third floor. Like I decided that we can have some gardens over here, and this is a recreational space, like gardens to grow crops and plants for food, like that. Okay, so moving on to the machines and technologies necessary for the operation of the installation. This is the modified self-sustainable space toilets, like to prevent carrying a lot of resources to the mission as well as to save room and reduce weight. It is always suggested to design a self-sustainable toilet. In case of self-sustainable toilet, it has to provide sustainable living in which nothing is consumed except like what is produced by the system and is recycled, and it does not use water for communication, like sorry, function. And the electricity can be generated using solar panels. Like this is the schematic representation of different views of waste collection system. Like it consists of a basin for warming collection, like it has a nozzle bellow pump for airflow collection systems, and a rotating waste storage based on the mechanism of artificial gravity. Like it has some advantages, like human urine can be converted into water and oxygen, and the excreta can be used as fertilizers and as a farming resource. Like crew members can get hygiene water from drinking and other purposes, and there are some useful nutrients that we can get from the urine also. And there are certain disadvantages of using this thing, like the maximum water recovery of the system is badly affected by the high calcium in the urine, which causes calcium sulfate precipitates in the distillation assembly of the urine processor assembly. So, moving on, like we can have a mesophilic composting of fecal matter for waste utilization purposes. Well, the main purpose of composting is waste utilization. Here, there's a method called mesophilic composting, It is actually a total dry process, like which does not require any form of water content. This composting method is carried out on waste having a minimal moisture content between 50 and 55% and a pH of almost like 6.98, as it promotes the growth of pathogenic germs and other. So, and we have like 60% of the total waste of the compostable waste is lost due to moisture reduction and carbon dioxide, like which also increases the total waste storing capacity of the container. And pathogenic terms and potential other for longer time increases the risk of disease for true numbers. Therefore, to reduce the moisture content, we can add some additives like paper, sawdust, coconut coir, and sanitary pads, etc., in the composting chamber itself. Like approximately 15 to 20% of additives are added. Adding these not only reduces the waste but also promotes aerobic decompositions and improves carbon to nitrogen ratio. Like after successful reduction of moisture, the waste is like in store for a long time, like for 3 days at 50 to 55 to 60 degrees Celsius to let the pathogenic germs die off. Now we get some humus like end product, which is mixed with soil. Like humus is basically an organic matter that forms in soil after the death of plants and animals. Like the whole process of composting is done, and then the compost is used to grow some edible plants, which are used to feed the crew and helps creating oxygen and removing carbon dioxide from air. The composting process requires like 4 to 5 weeks for the conversion of compostable waste to compost at the rate of 6 to 7%. And like there is an idea proposed by scientist McCallum that solid and liquid human waste products can be put into bags and can be used as a radiation shield. Like and like these solid waste products get put into bags dried back against the wall. But like this process should be done manually, but we can like have some machines in future that can do this through AI, I guess. So moving on, we have the ad for the disinfection room. Like just a minute, guys. Like you can see the entrance here, and here I have added like a sanitizer spray room. So at that space we can have the ad for disinfection room. Yeah, so like it can be like this in shapes like rectangular or circle. It can be of any shapes. So like suppose if we have a virus outbreak at the surface of Mars, then we can use this disinfection room or a booth installed with air foggers in which sanitizers are sprayed on the astronauts while they are wearing suits. And maybe we can also design the facility such as the sanitizers can be sprayed on the astronauts directly, even if they are not wearing the spacesuits. But in case if the astronauts are coming directly from the Martian surface to enter into the habitat Marte facility, then we can add a place where these air foggers can spray sanitizers on the spacesuits. And after that, the spacesuits can be removed and they can be kept in a place for further disinfection. So that's why, just a minute, guys. That's why I added a place to keep space suits right here after like sanitizer spray, etc. And and based on the virus outbreak, I mean, like when scientists go to the Martian surface and in case the virus outbreak happens, then according to the virus, the scientists may develop a new sanitizer according to that. And I haven't actually went deeply into the chemicals that can be used in sanitizers on the Martian surface. Okay, so moving on, we have the positions and astronaut profile duties. First, we have the head of the facility. So the head of the facility is responsible for the whole sanitation facility, that is all the 3 levels of the floor: first floor, second floor, and third floor. And we can have biologists so that they can do research on food production and mass. Not only biologists and physicists, like basically scientists of all types work very closely with the engineers to develop the mission. And we can have some facility technicians who can help in repairing any damage happening in the facility. And we can also have astronauts at the communication center to feed all the information of this facility, such as how much gas has been generated from the bioregister, how much amount of water is produced, etc., to the main station. and some people to clean the facility and maintain hygiene. And in case if there is a problem in the facility, they should inform the head of the facility. So that's it. And moving on, we have some guidelines and training programs. Like some of the training programs and guidelines to be followed are basically by the astronauts of other facility as well as the astronauts in sanitation facilities, that they should be given proper information of how to use a facility, how to use a laboratory and a workspace, what protocols they should follow, etc. And they should practice based categorization, because that's really important right now. And they should maintain proper hygiene both for their safety and the safety of crew members and for the hygiene facility. And they should be trained for their individual roles too, like uh, astronauts to be in the communication center and stuff like that. So moving on, like how much resources needed for 1 week. According to NASA report, like basically an individual astronaut consumes about 1.83 pounds, that is like 0.83 kilogram of food per meal each day, out of which like 0.27 pounds, that is 0.12 kilogram of this weight is the material used for packaging, which means they consume about 4.68 pounds, that is like 2.13 kilogram of food per day. So 32.7 pounds, that is 14.91 kg of food is consumed per week by the astronauts. And they use like 3 gallons, that is 11 liters of water per day, which means they use like 21 gallons, that is 7 liters of water per week. Uh, these are some of the articles that I referred for this presentation. So that's it, guys. Thank you.